CB Main. Waiting for YouTube now. Hey, okay. YouTube, we are live. All right. First and foremost, subscribe to the YouTube channel China Black CHYNA BLA As long as you spell my name right, you'll find me everywhere. Also, please check out the podcast. Thank you. Please check out the podcast. It's called The Fortune Cookie with CB Main. I'm sorry, Facebook, that I'm sideways, but my phone is charging, so it's I'm gonna have to, flip it around in a few minutes. So today I want to talk about this interview on the Red Table Talk um with Ciara. And I don't know if you guys watched it, but it was really, really good. I know I did snap a last one when they was talking about pornography, ruin relationships, but I actually love the Red Table Talk, but I'm not going to agree with everybody. And that's anybody. You shouldn't agree with just everything that anybody say just because you like them or you're a fan of them. No, I'm not one of those people. So today I really want to talk about her interview. It was so powerful. It was so enlightening, in my opinion, especially. Okay, so I'm gonna break it down. She's in the interview, y'all. She's basically discussing how her relationship with Future and just her relationship with having both of her parents, changed her perspective or showed her what she wanted for her future and for her children and things of that matter. And she explained how with how how when she explained how even with men, like they will tell you about like how they feel about marriage. And that's one thing that we have to understand just as people in general. When a person shows you who they are, you have to believe them. You can, and I think as women, maybe some men, but women specifically, and I'm only talking about my own experiences, we know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like we know, I knew, I'm trying to avoid saying certain things because I know my child is going to see a lot of this, but I knew the type of person that his father was, like the first couple weeks. And in the beginning, he tried to portray as if he was, someone else. So the first week, I thought that he was this person, but the more and more I become to be around him more, oh, he showed me. And I think that in relationships, a lot of times our expectations when we get into our relationships are not in a good intention. Like our intentions aren't good. We get into relationships a lot of times thinking that we're going to change a person, or we can change the situation, or thinking that our vagina is the best in the world and that's all that they want. That's all that they want, not realizing that there's might be some things going on with him that he was not able to overcome as a child. Understand that we try to sit as women, we try to sit like, oh, niggas ain't shit. Every man is going to cheat. That's bullcrap. And we have to understand that we attract everything that we want. If you in your mind believe that every man is going to cheat, every man is a dog, that's what you are going to attract. That's what you're going to run into. The moment we start learning our worth and that's even hard in general. I'm coming from a place where I had no male real influences besides my brother. And you talking about my brother coming from being raised by my crazy behind mother that says things to him like every woman is a whore. Like we try to tell our kids what they should do and everything, but not realize that our examples are what they are watching all the time. The only person that I had was my aunt because she was married. She was the only person in my family that I know is married. Not my mom, not my grandma, nobody. So the things that I saw, that was all that I knew. And I looked up to their relationship. And when you get older, you realize that isn't everything that you see is not what it is. But back to Ciara's interview, just her saying that it was just calm, it was just different. Now, for me, I don't come from a good background, two family background, or nothing like that. But I knew that from my experiences of not having my father, not having my mother, fight for me, like really fight for me, not having that made me channel something different in myself and what I wanted to be as a mother. Does that make sense? Like, again, a lot of times in our mind, like you have to see it, believe it, and receive. Like, that's real. If I'm telling y'all, that is so real. To see something, believe it honestly in your heart and receive it. I'm telling y'all, everything that she was saying about her relationship, I could completely relate to. Again, I know I saw my brother always be a caretaker. I saw my brother be a hustler. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted in my life. I yearned for that. I didn't know exactly, what that looked like. I didn't know what that two-parent home looked like. But I knew I wanted it. Does that make sense? Like, I knew that I wanted, that comfort of talking to your children and them being like, that's my baby. Like, I needed that. I needed that to this day. It's certain things that I know, like, even as parents, we have to understand that we are not right. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that every two-parent home is the best thing and it's so much better. No, I'm not saying that. But when you understand that your worth, listen, let me tell you something. Well, I was starting and popping all over this city. Okay, after my babe five and his shenanigans, I was just like in the space where I just was like really trying to find myself. And after a while, I told myself, I'm like, yo, I don't want to keep doing this, bro. Like, I don't want to keep getting into these situations. And I know what's up. I know exactly what's up. Right, but you're a single mom. Exactly. It's really, isn't it about the examples though, cuz? Yo, I'm telling you, when you as a parent, there's no book. All we do is we go off of what we saw we don't like and what we do. You get what I'm saying? Like, I believe that somebody should have beat me. I honestly believe that somebody should have beat my ass when I was a child, and I probably wouldn't have did certain things. And I was raised by so many different people, but sometimes that's not the answer. You know what I mean? Like, we all have our own way of parenting. We all have our own way of doing things, and everybody isn't right. But I'm telling you one thing: kids see us, and we have to lead by example. That I'm telling y'all. Like I said, when I met my husband, it was a complete difference, y'all. It was completely different. I didn't let nobody even shake my son's hand or none of that. Like, although I was doing whatever I was doing, no, it wasn't like all these random dudes around my child or nothing like that. I knew after I left his dad that I wanted a father figure for him. As women, we cannot do everything. We cannot raise these men to be men. This is why it's so many broken men out here, because even when you think about it, yeah, we could talk about men ain't this and men ain't that and they crap and all of that, but think about how many men who have been molested by women, who have been raped by women, and they have no idea what it is. They're so afraid. They were so afraid to tell. If they don't give a shit about our black women being molested, you think they give a shit about our black men? Correctly. So it doesn't matter if I have a man. It may have skipped me, but my kids will have all that. Yeah, but even still with that though, that God got whatever planned for you. You get what I'm saying? Like, again, I knew when I got into the relationship with my husband now. I said to my friend, shout out to MD man, I specifically said to her, I said, yo, I do not want this to be like these other relationships. I have a child now, and this cannot go on. What's up, Hassan Campbell? I watch you all the time. Ever since you did that interview with I forgot who was it Doggy Diamonds? And I ain't gonna lie, I love you. Like, you a strong black man, and you be speaking on some stuff they don't be wanting to hear. That's real. But yeah, man, like, it's like I said, it's so heartbreaking again, because we expect our men to be so strong and not realize how, like, what we have to do. We can't keep going around talking about niggas ain't shit or whatever, blah, 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 and not realizing that we're not shit. How about we ain't shit as women? I gotta stop cursing. I'm sorry. How about, you get what I'm saying? Like, you have to realize what you are doing wrong. I know somebody right now with 6 kids and like 5 baby fathers, bro. So, and this is my thing. When in your right mind are you going to say or look in the mirror and say, what am I doing wrong? You wonder why your kids are angry. They are being neglected. Why are we having so many of these people around our children in the first place? Like I said, my husband, when my husband came around, I met him. He was the only person that I even let my child to even shake his hand. It wasn't no telling my son to shush or none of that. No, when you realize, I'm telling you, when you realize your worth and you realize that, you know, you open your mind to situations. And that's another thing too. It's too many people, too many women out here with this. Oh, if it ain't my way, it's the highway. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Why aren't you open-minded? We want our men to do everything for us. But yeah, we want to do what we want to do. We want them to be so strong and we want to cuss them out and everything else and expect them not to tell us about ourselves. You have to know what you want. You have to know what you need. We have to protect our children. It's way too many women out here that aren't protecting their children. It's way too many women out here that keep downing these men and not looking at themselves in the mirror. We, as women, have to realize that we're not shit. We are the ones that birth these children. We are the ones that they sit around and they look at. My brother does not respect women because of my mother. Simply because of my mother. I just had a conversation with my mom yesterday. She said, when y'all talk to me, I'm sorry that I can't respond. I can't give y'all no real information or no good information because I don't have no examples. I've never been married. I've never had a good relationship. Never. And yet we're birthing all of these kids. What about the girl, Malaya Davis, that just, come on. And y'all wonder why our men are growing up the way that they are and they're ignorant to every situation and they're angry because we're the ones that are hurting them. We're the ones that are hurting them. It's no reason why you should be talking about what this baby dad didn't do on your second child when you had 5 or 6 more with another man. Don't talk. How about you look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm doing something wrong? When are we going to take responsibility for us hurting these men or us raising these men the wrong way? I'm not knocking. When you think about even the dads, my dad have been in prison for, I'm 28, 29 years. My dad can't even walk me down the aisle if I wanted to have a extravagant marriage or wedding, rather. That hurts me. But I can't hold on to that. Yes, he's never been a father. Yes, my brother is not he's a wonderful dad, but he don't know how to be a husband. He doesn't know because he never had that. We've never had that around us. The moment we start identifying and learning our worth, so many things will change. That's all I'm asking y'all to do. Like I said, I looked at that interview with Ciara and I was like, oh my God. That was me. I'm telling you, I was starting and popping all over this city, okay? I was, because I was so hurt. My baby father I'm his second baby mother. He got his third baby mother pregnant on while I was upstairs. When I was about 7 months, when I had my son and he was 2 months, she was 7 months pregnant. So after that, I'm talking about and again, oh my gosh, she talked about so much time going by. She talked about us wasting time. Well, do y'all understand that when I got into this relationship, because I'm one of those people, like I said, I come from a broken household. So I felt like buying things and giving people things, you know what I mean? Like it's making sure. So when I came to him, I was giving money for rent. Like I was staying with, his mom and everything like that. That should have been the first sign. You see what I'm saying? As women, we know exactly what's going on. Even with men and whatever relationships, people will show you who they are and you have to believe it. My husband knew that he was going to propose to me. I didn't even, first of all, my mind never even thought about marriage because my grandma told me if I don't know how to cook, I'm never going to have a husband. I'm never going to have a man. And she don't even got a husband, got the nerve to tell me, right? But even in my mind, I never manifested that. I never thought like, oh, this man loves me, because I wasn't even loving myself. That's the problem. That's the biggest thing. How can you love someone and you don't love yourself? How can we love our children if we don't know how to love ourselves? When I tell y'all my son, I be mind boggled about the situation, because I be looking at my son and I'm like, he's so sweet. Like, he's the total opposite of me, but I instilled that in him. From the moment I had him, I kissed him. I told him how much I love him. I said, because I know what that felt like to not have that. Yes, my mom told me that she loved me and things like that, but when you actually show it and they feel it, and again, so many people don't know how to love. You know, we only go off of our own experiences and the way that we were brought up. Our childhood is it's a guide. It's a map to where we might be in our future adulthood. Again, I knew in my mind that I wanted a family. I didn't have it. I couldn't see what that looked like. You understand what I'm saying? I could not see, if I couldn't see like, oh, the house or none of that, but I knew that I wanted my son to have a great father. I knew that I was going to be that mother that was always shouting and always rooting for them babies. I wanted to be that. I ain't gonna lie. Recently, me and my mom I just graduated from Delaware County for journalism. And I had a selfish moment, and it put me in a child's perspective all over again, because of, again, there's things that we have not gotten over in our lives and things like that. But long story short, my husband and my son and my mom came to my graduation. My mom did not holler. My husband can't be around a lot of people. He has anxiety issues when it comes to that. Like, he just don't like being around a lot of people. So I understood that. But in that moment when I walked on that stage, and I didn't hear, it was like crickets. I didn't hear nobody. And it's 1,500 people that's graduating. So when you're talking about from a perspective, like, you don't know how you're going to feel until you walk across that stage. When I walked across that stage, it was crickets. I didn't hear nothing. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I didn't hear nothing. And it took me back to a moment when I was younger, and she came to one of my 8th grade graduation, and it was like, it was just running all over in my brain again. But I was so wrong. And even though I snapped out in that moment, I didn't really care that I snapped out, because it was my day. I was so mad at my mother for doing something that I know she doesn't do. You know how insane that sounds? My mother is not one of those people. Like, my mom ratchet as I don't know what. Like, the stuff she talk about, you'd be like, lady, I don't think you should tell me all that. But she's not one of those people that is, that's my baby. And like, she's not one of, like, my mom has like, I got rolled by somebody and her mother. My mom didn't do nothing, but that's another story for another day. And again, we have expectations, and we want people to be the person that we are, and have to understand that that's not who she is. That's not who he is. When a person shows you who they are, we have to believe them. We have to, y'all. It's no way of getting around it. If you keep believing that you are going to change a grown ass man or a grown woman, you're going to waste too much time. You're going to look up, and you're not going to recognize yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you don't take the time to learn your worth, and you're just jump into a relationship, yeah, I'm going to change him, and you're going to lose yourself. You're going to completely lose yourself. I stopped rapping for 3 years just because my contract was bullshit. But I literally stopped doing music because my child's father made me believe. He didn't make me believe anything. I wanted to give him all of me so fast. I didn't even know myself that I was willing to stop rapping because it made him feel inferior. It made me stopping and, biting niggas' heads off and rapping with all the guys, he would get mad because I was doing better than him or because I'm actually good. So in turn, to make him happy, I completely stopped doing music. I completely stopped doing music. And when I tell you, when I had my son, and that just gave me chills right there. And that's what I'm saying. There's a mother's love is unconditional. A child's love, you get what I'm saying? Like, you cannot take that away from someone. So when I see these women out here and their sons are hurting them, I saw someone pick their mother up by her neck and throw her. That was all the signs that I needed. And I understand that, and I've been in abusive relationships. I understand that sometimes you can't just go to your family. I went to my family and they took me back home with this nigga. So can you imagine you trying to go to somebody that you know is going through what you're going through? This person know what it feels like to get knocked upside your head by the person that you think love you. You go to them and you tell them, thinking that they're going to give you something. Some type of anything, bitch, fuck that nigga. That shit ain't gonna change. You would think that you can go to somebody like family and tell them about the stuff that you are going through. And they take you home back to this dude because the conversation is calm now. What if I would have went back home and he would have killed me? Because one of my family members, instead of taking into the consideration of, again, what's going on with you, and it's not going to change. But again, you cannot expect people to be who you are, to do what you would do. This person is still in that situation because he or she doesn't love themselves. Let me tell you something. My baby father's mother and the brother told me, you the smart one. You the smart one. That's because I went through so many experiences of disappointment. My dad not being there. My brother popping up here and there, but he's older. He got to take care of himself. My mother putting men before me. I told her recently, we on the phone and she gonna have the nerve to say, yeah, they trying to take down my R. Kelly. Ooh, you talking about furious? You talking about, oh my God. I said, Mama, do you know that I could have been surviving R. Kelly? Like, let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it a whole 100, y'all. I look 15 now, right? Probably not 15, but a bitch can pass for some Nickelodeon shows. You feel what I'm saying? I could play one of them. So tell me what you grown ass men was looking at when I was 13 that was preying on me, and my mama let it go on. My mama used to try to talk to my brother's friends, bro. Do you understand how many? Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand how many men that have told me about them being touched by someone, and they scared and they told their mom and their mother don't believe them. Do you know how heartbreaking that is? Do you not understand that so many men have been violated by our black women? And we sit here talking about black men ain't shit? No, these are kings. These are princes. These are kings that we chose not to protect. We chose not to protect y'all. We chose to violate y'all. Whether it was women or that been molested before, but I know too many stories. I've heard too many stories of my aunts and them. My uncle went to go fight for one of his cousins because of somebody, her mama's boyfriend touched her and she got mad at my uncle. I ain't gonna say no names, but you know who you are. This is the cycle. And y'all wonder why our generation talk much. Y'all wonder why we running our mouths. Because y'all kept kicking that shit under the rug. That's why we talking so much now. That's why we talk so much today. I'm trying to get down on my cursing, y'all. I really am. But things like this, I'm very, very passionate about. Because at the end of the day, we have to apologize. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, I'm wrong. I hurt you. I hurt you. Can we say that as black women? I hurt you. Why are we sitting here acting like niggas ain't shit? We have the audacity The audacity. My mother allowed a man when we were 2 or 3 years old to wash us up. We are twin girls. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hassan. I really appreciate you. So even when he washed her up, washed us up, my sister breaks out to the point where she got this thick ass mask on her face. Why are you letting a grown man wash up your daughters? This is 91. This is what, 93 when this is going on. Do you know what happens today when it comes to my kids, when it comes to my husband? We have been together almost 6 years. He don't even put my son in the tub. He don't even wash my son up at all. At first, for me, again, being ignorant to the situation and just growing up in these messed up households, and you get what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm like, I didn't went to work. Can you wash him up? He's like, no. That's your son. I don't want any. I know he loves my son. I know and I trust that he will never do anything. But the fact that he even had that mindset, I can respect that. It's no reason why we should be out here letting anybody watch our kids. Anybody put our kids in the tub. You going to sit around talking about this baby father ain't shit, yet you're on your 6th baby father and you're not married, and you didn't look in the mirror not one time and recognize what you should be doing or what you're doing wrong? We need to apologize. And I'm going to apologize to all the black men, all of our men in general who have been hurt and who didn't understand, or your mothers did not believe you. If they don't believe the young black women, do you think that they're going to believe our black men? I just watched the dude. I've been following a lot of YouTubers, and I just watched the dude. He from LA. What is his name? But he explained how, what's up, Dante? He explained how two of his mother's friends molested him. And how he was scared to tell somebody because he looking at it like, oh, they're going to laugh at me because I'm crying about someone sucking my stuff. A grown woman sucking my stuff. Do you understand that mentally how we are raising our boys and how they're growing up, and we wonder why they can't express themselves? We have to learn our worth. When someone shows you who they are, hey, Chandra, thank you for tuning in. When someone shows you who they are, we have to believe them. I'm telling y'all, when you start learning your worth, I'm telling you, bro, when you for every goddamn thing and making excuses for why you're doing what you're doing, some things will change. There's no reason why we should be sitting here talking any mess about our black kings in general. We birthed them. We hurt them, and then expect them to take care of us? How? Ciara knew exactly what she wanted. Like, again, I did not come from hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for Hassan sending people. I really appreciate it. You know, like, again, even watching Ciara and she understanding that she had a 2-parent household. Again, I felt everything. I knew from going through that abusive relationship with my baby father, I was not going to let my son see that. He listen, y'all, this dude, I will never forget this day, February 13th or 14th, because it was my birthday is the 15th, and I went to a party. Do you know that this man, now he had already hit me before, but like I told y'all before, I went to my family and try to, ask them to help me, and they just took me back home. So do you understand that this man threw a croissant at my son because I called him a bum? Now, only a bum would get mad when you call him a bum. You feel what I'm coming from? Only a bum nigga. You get what I'm saying? Because they know they're a bum. I'm not saying that like, a nigga that, you get what I'm saying, that's doing something will get mad too, but it's not going to phase them. He knew. He took everything from me. I'm talking about I didn't get dressed. I stopped writing my music, y'all. He revealed that to me a long time ago. He revealed that to me in the first few months. When I saw how he treated his first child was when I should have left. When you see how they take care of their first children or in general, you have to take that into consideration. My husband was let me get back to the story. This nigga threw a croissant at my son's head, y'all. Now, if you know about a croissant, because I love them croissants, baby. Them joint, you know, it break all up and all of that, all in his head. That day right there, like I said, he already hit me before, and it wasn't an everyday thing. It was just like, you know, me trying to pray he won't drink this day and yada, yada, yada. Me try to be nice and things like that. It wasn't an everyday thing, but when it did happen, it was really bad. So this specific time, I'm going to tell y'all, my son was a month old and I was willing to die. When I tell y'all, the more I swung, the harder his hits got. This nigga was stomping me. Look at me. I'm 4'11", 96, 98 pounds soaking wet. This grown man was stomping me, bro. In front of my child. I was praying. I said, God, if I live today, I'm never coming back. I said to myself, I'm going to die. We have to protect them. So the next guy that came around, he wasn't going to be like him. I knew what my worth was. I knew I deserved so much more. And that's what Ciara was. She knew. A person will tell you. They will tell you who they are. We have to believe them, y'all. We have to learn our worth. We have to look in the mirror. Again, as parents, we always talk about, oh, do it my way and da-da-da. No, sometimes we got to apologize to them. As adults, we're not always right. With social media and everything else, I learn stuff from my son every single day, and he's 8 years old. So don't sit up here talking about, oh, my way or the highway. Even as far as men, we go into these relationships and we try to change them and tell them, oh, it's my way or the highway, and wonder why they going to the next bitch down the street. I'm not saying that we always push them away, and men don't cheat for their own reasons. But what I'm saying is when we start communicating better and understanding each other and learning each other and being able to say, okay, I was wrong. Maybe I worded that in the wrong way. Maybe you didn't understand where I was coming from. I apologize. Every day, my husband does something. Women have a habit of dating a man's potential and not who he shows. That's what I'm saying, Lily. That's you. Listen, baby girl, you giving them all that. That's what I'm saying. Our expectations go again. Let me tell you, and I'm gonna give you a great example. When I met my child's father, again, the nigga's crazy, right? When I met him, my intentions were bad. First of all, my little bum ass at the time was looking at his watch. Looking at his watch, look how he was with his demeanor. I'm thinking the nigga, okay, he probably get a little couple dollars. We working at the same job, broke his shit at IHOP. Girl, my intention was already bad. Even when I got into the relationship and I knew about his baby mom, his other baby mama, and I found out about, I'm telling y'all, the signs were right there, y'all. The first time I even found out about his child, he didn't even tell me. Like, I had to find out a way after that. And then he tried to lie and say he told me. The signs were there and we act like we don't want to see them. That's our problem. We go in there like trying to be like this. I ain't see nothing. You know he crazy. You know he a bum. Sometimes we got to look at how people treat their mother. You get what I'm saying? If you look at how some men might treat their mother or how their mother's raising them, you will find out a lot about a man. A lot about ourselves. A lot. Again, my dad has been in jail my entire life. We don't even talk to the point where, like, even now I'm about to move down south, to pursue more, my dreams and things like that. But we don't even talk. He's mad. He's so mad. He's so institutionalized that he's mad at me and trying to say I should be the one that want to build a relationship with him. You, boy, not only did this that wasn't your first time getting locked up. This is multiple times. You chose to be in there. You had my brother first, and you didn't choose to be a father. But again, who was his father? Was his father around? No. We got single mothers. We got people who raise themselves. My brother and his friends raised themselves. My brother was the first one to call me a bitch. Like it was nothing. It was the norm around the household. The norm. It wasn't until later on down my life, I'm like, oh, I ain't really going for that. Like, yeah, we go amongst each other, but like, it's a certain way you might say some things. Again, if we don't stand for something, we will fall for any goddamn thing. This is true, but when you ignore it, it's really, and you need the lesson you got with him to go through fire. And hell yeah, Lily. Hell yeah. If I did not go through that relationship with my child's father, how would I be able to see? And that's what, oh my God. How would I be able to see that? How would I be able to understand that this is different? This feeling right here is different. How would I be able to go through that? So again, I'm not gonna lie. I see my baby father and I'll be like, you got another baby? Big old football team, baby. You got a starting five. You get what I'm saying? That don't have nothing to do with me. And I still pure love or just, good vibes towards him, regardless of what he did. Because when my son gets older, he's going to see that his stepdad was the one that was there. His stepdad was the one that showed him how to go to the bathroom. Was there 100%. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like we have to learn our worth. Again, don't play like that with certain things. You know what I mean? Like, you don't play with, exactly. Don't even play with your friends like that. And again, it's, I'd be like, man, you know what I mean? Like, we do all of that. But again, even when we're arguing in the house, me and my husband, we're the type of people that we will not go a night. Like, if we get into an argument, people be weirded out. 15 minutes later, I'd be like, what did you say you wanted to eat? Like, it's no bad vibes. It's none of that. But we created that bond. And even all the stuff that he'd been through. Like, that's his story for another day. But even all of his experiences and my experiences was brought us together today. I knew, but when I met him, I was like I said, I told my friend, MD, man, hopefully she see this. And I said, I don't want to be the same, just having sex and it's over with. I ain't gonna lie. When I first got with him, I told him, you can listen, it's your option if you want to mess with me or somebody else. Let me know. Because I'm coming from a relationship where this nigga made a baby while I'm pregnant and she's on the couch downstairs. I was still upstairs. How disrespectful. So for me and mindset, I just let a bitch know. See what I'm saying? I'm still saying big. I'm sorry, Lily. Let me know. That was my mindset. You know what he said to me? No, we're not sharing each other. I'm not sharing you. That right there was sexy. That right there was like, girl. Exactly, Chandra. Never go to bed without working out your differences. You have to. Again, I've come from a household where I'm talking about my aunts and her daughters was fighting like about, girls on the like they were girls on the street. Everything else, it's just been so crazy. But when you learn and you go through these experiences and you understand, what you want and what you deserve, you will see that it's gonna come right to you. Once you stop looking, he gonna slide up on you like, hey, girl. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta just be patient. We gotta be patient. Again, you can't be out here talking about they not nothing and they this and they that, and we're the ones that are birthing them. We're the ones that are raising them. I'm scared to death because my son is so sweet, right? You have to work on a relationship and build communication in a healthy, functional way. Yes, Lily. First of all, communication is the biggest thing because, again, a lot of us don't even know how to communicate. Like, we don't know how we so used to rah, rah, rah. Like, even when we're arguing, we get mad and we say things that we don't even mean instead of just sitting down and being like, let's talk about this. I'm talking about every single day. Me and my husband, because we are so open-minded. Maybe it's an Aquarius thing because our birthdays are a day apart and people be like, how does that work? Maybe because, again, we're so open-minded. Again, we cannot get into situations and just be like, oh, thinking one way. No, you have to open your mind to so many different things and understand your partner. My husband knew more about my body the first year he was with me than I knew my entire life. I didn't even know how to love him. You understand that took time? We don't know how to communicate. We don't have no two-parent house homes majority of the time, so we don't even know how that looks. When me and my hey girl, when me and my husband first got together, I used to get so mad. I used to be like, wow, like every time we argue, it's just so easy for you to get over it. And he's like, Like, I love you. Like, just because we having a disagreement, like, okay, it is what it is. You said your piece, I said my piece. Okay, we can move forward. Like, I'm not angry at you. I'm not mad at you. It took me so long, y'all. I used to be like, don't fucking talk to me. Like, I don't feel like talking right now. Like that's how I used to be. Now it's like nothing. It's like, okay, you ready to talk about what we were talking about earlier? Because we was yelling a little bit. Yeah. We sit down and he's like, understand. I'm like, I understand exactly what you were saying. But from my perspective, I was being selfish as hell. Like, as people, we have to, it's always about an ego thing. It's always, I want to be right. Last word. No, communication is so important. Communication and support is so important, y'all. Again, I told y'all, even when the relationship with my baby father, I stopped doing music for him. I went to the studio, y'all. Listen, all you rappers, I understand exactly how y'all feel. When a chick is feeling like you messing with everybody at the studio and you messing with all the models, I understand, bro. Let me tell you something. I went and tried to do a song with one of my first producers. Shout out to Junior Twani. What is it? Antoine Cunningham? I don't know what his name is now. Whatever. So, do y'all know that he called me the entire time? Like, my phone never stopped ringing. You know how persistent and how annoying you have to be if you continue to, you know how when you ghost my phone, it goes to the answer machine, so you need time to call it back. That means that he kept calling me over and over and over. Do y'all understand? When you look at it from that perspective, women, y'all don't think that's annoying? What y'all doing that? I'm not saying that there aren't groupies around and things like that, but if you can't trust your man, that's your issue. Them girls don't have nothing to do with what he's going to do. The decisions that he's going to make. That means Ciara wanted to show you proper love. Sometimes you grow in dysfunction, but you work to change their generational curse. You better talk. Lily, girl, I'm about to see what's up with you because you giving me everything right now. Yes, you work to change that. You look at your own situation and you look up and you say, I don't want this for my kids. Speaking of Lupe, my cousin right now, the Dante, his situation where he wound up having a child, he didn't fuck with that bitch, okay? He did not fuck with her. And in the beginning, he was all F that baby and yada, yada, yada. And I said to him, you're not even that type of person, dude. When I tell you, when a person show you who they are, you better believe them. He swore up and down he was not going to take care of that baby. He swore up and down. Where you think that baby be at right now? With him. He loved that baby because he was never going to leave his child. He knows what it feels like to not have a father. You think he's going to leave his child, even the type of person that my cousin is? No, absolutely not. Like I said, I should have learned with the first child. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to what these people are telling you, what they're showing you. I believed in my mind that man was not even going to care to want to marry me. He knew he was going to marry me. He knew it. We have to make better decisions. Yes, we have to make better decisions. And that's what I mean about even the people, the women out here that abuse our children. Look at that R. Kelly situation, right? You talking about a cycle of some crazy nonsense. So we know about him, R. Kelly being molested by his sister, right? We know that, I don't know if y'all know, but shout out to Tasha K. Winos, what up? So, not only did we find out that she also molested the little brother, and then she tried to deny it like she never did it. But her children were having sex with each other because her son was molesting her daughter. And then now it comes out that his dad, R. Kelly's dad, is his grandfather. Do you not understand what we've been going through? And understand that we need to change this, like what T.I. say, expeditiously or whatever that word is. We have to look in the mirror and say, our Black men are hurting. We are hurting. We hurt you. You feel, I know, and I've never been in that situation. I've been raped before. I've never been molested. And even in that situation, when they say it's somebody close to you, you're doggone right. Because the person that did it to me, I knew him. I got beat up by his old girlfriend back in the day, trying to fight for him. And he took advantage of me years later. You're talking about a cycle of dysfunction? Like, come on. We have to, as a whole, as a generation, we have to be better than our parents. We have to change the cycle with our kids. We cannot keep making excuses for what we have done. We cannot keep trying to kick everything under the rug. No, this is why we talk too much. Y'all wonder why we all on social media and all of that? Even with Common. Common just came out to talk about it. He just realized as an adult to be able to realize and say, yes. If I knew that somebody else was going through it before, maybe I would have said something. You know how crazy that sounds when you tell your mother or your father, the person that's supposed to protect you, that they don't believe you. All right, let's talk about this Jeannie Mae shit. Jeannie Mae and her mom did an interview on YouTube. And Jeannie Mae is from The Real, y'all. The Korean girl. I'm not good with this type of stuff, so if I'm saying it wrong, I don't know. Put it in the comments. I know I'm a piece of shit sometimes. It is what it is. So Jeannie Mae tells her mom about her, the dude, the boy that the mom took in, and he was touching Jeannie Mae, and she tried to tell him when she was a child, but her mom didn't believe her. And then when she got older, she finally told her, like, word for word, and she finally believed her. But can you imagine? Y'all are supposed to protect. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like when you can't even come to your mother, or fuck your father, your mother that you came out of, to tell them. And then she told Jeannie Mae, I loved him more than you because he didn't have no family. I don't care if he didn't have no family. You do not tell your child that. Well, why would you say that? Even if you meant it, why would you say that? God, it burned my heart. It burned my heart, y'all. Yeah, I was hurt because, again, I know what it feels like. I know what that feels like, bro. Like, I'm trying to get my shit together because I don't cry. I'm not trying to cry today. But we really do. We have to take into consideration of our men being hurt and broken, because they are. They're trying to do their best. I don't know what my baby father's mother may have done when he was younger to make him feel like he can disrespect her or put his hands on her. I don't know what happened. I just know that something might have happened or did happen to get him, to make him the person that he is. So I don't tell my son his dad is this and his dad is that. He's going to grow up and see that. He still say to this day, I miss my dad. Okay, when he called, I'll give you the phone. It's so bad with this dude that the last time he called me, I didn't even know his voice. I couldn't recognize his voice. They don't want to believe it because they feel like they can't satisfy his urges that he has to get from a child. Like even when you look at it, you can have 5 kids and raise them all the same way. They're all going to turn out 5 different ways. I have a twin sister, and we have 2 different paths. We have 2 different minds. Even when you look at the R. Kelly situation, yes, I don't know if the one that was in jail was molested by the sister, but the younger brother is the one that revealed that the niece of his had to be molested by her brother or somebody because she tried to come on to him. Remember that, Chandra? When he did that interview with Tasha K, was giving all the wine. And I'm sitting there like, I was feeling so hurt because he said that he boarded up to her, years down the line when his son was in the hospital, and she boarded, and he was like, I forgive you, for what you did to me. And she said, I don't know what you're talking about. He said he felt molested all over again. Right, that's his name. That's his name, Corey. You right on point. Yeah. Like I said, it's too many men out here who have been hurt and who have been broken. And we have to find a way to be more submissive towards them. We have to. Why you think that? Do y'all think that men going to go mess with other races, that's just a thing? No. How about How about maybe a black woman hurt them and they don't want to be with a black woman? How about the ones, like even with the Corey and R. Kelly situation, his younger brother is not for all of that. He took that experience and was like, no, I hate that. R. Kelly went and locked up women the same way his sister used to keep him in the house. She was the babysitter for them. So allegedly, she was the the mom with the worst. So she had to be the one to watch them. So she's, telling them, oh, starting shit with them, making them feel like, oh, you getting in trouble today, you got to stay in the house. So what he do? Start locking bitches up. Child. So I just wanted to come on her because I feel like that Ciara interview was very empowering. And again, I went through the same experiences that she was saying when she was saying like it was just a different thing with Russell, because it was the same way with my husband. For some reason, I felt comfortable enough for my son to meet him at 2 years old. You know what I mean? And I met his son at 10. And I look at him like he's literally my child. We come together, me, him, and his mom as a full family. It's not no baby mama drama. When stuff is going on, we have meetings together. We talk about his grades. We talk about this and we talk about that. When they said it takes a village to raise a child, that wasn't fake. That wasn't some shit that they just thought of. No, that's real. Which is why we have to be honest, which is why we have to protect our children. My mom is the reason why I talk so much. Because whatever happened to her back in the day, she said, oh, my kids are not. Like if anything happened, my mom said, if anything happened, you tell me. I don't care what it is. He reenacts his trauma, so this time he can be the aggressor. Exactly, Lily. Exactly. And again, he probably Geronda, I don't know if it was Geronda or another girl, where one of them allegedly said something like he don't even like women. That's why he hurt them for the most part, because remember they was trying to say that he liked men and he was fucking with the bull Bubba. Child, Tasha K be going, let me tell you, child. Yeah, so it's like he's so mad at black women. Probably because what his sister did to him. And again, I want to apologize to all of the black men that these black women have hurt, or any women have hurt, because right, he was molested by both. You're absolutely right. Yep, he was molested by both. And that is crazy. Because you imagine the mental cycle? Like, he needed help a long time ago. Yeah, we could say he's an animal, he's a monster, but who hurt him? The people that hurt him aren't monsters too? Like, we can't, And it's weird because, like, even with the sister that they said, because again, the way he explained it was like Rob was saying, like, he lost his virginity, and he's like, I don't understand how you lost your virginity if, like, with who? Like, we all young, we don't be with no girls like that. So that's how he kind of knew that was his sister that did it. So it's like, bam, like he actually liked it, But again, you can raise people in the same household the same way, and they can turn out multiple different ways, And again, like I said, I just wanted to come on here to talk about this because I'm really pissed about this, because I watch people in my own family, my own mother. Like, it's still, like I said, I just cussed my mom and my husband out the other day, all because they didn't holler for me. My mom didn't holler for me when I walked across that stage, because I remember when she never fought for me as a child when I needed her to. I still remember that, and that's what made me mad. I cussed my mother out. I said, and then she tried to lie. She tried to lie in my face and say, yeah, her voice was hoarse. I understand my husband and him not wanting to be around a lot of people, because I'm talking, man, like I'm talking about, even when I do karaoke, because I love karaoke and stuff like that, he don't even get into stuff that he don't like a lot of people around. But just for me, he rides. So I wasn't expecting that from him, but I was just so mad in that moment. It took me back to my childhood days, because again, you never fought for me. You never fought for my kids. And then I will go to dinner with my brother and my twin sister, and my brother's like, but why are you, mommy has never been that type of person. Again, expectations of something. Why am I expecting her to do something she's never done? It's all because of a childhood trauma that I had, that I keep bringing forth into my own fucking shit. Like, we as a people, as women, We have to protect y'all. We birth y'all. We have to protect y'all. There's no reason why any women should be out here talking and downgrading our black men. There's no reason why. You sit here talking about this man ain't shit and da da da. No, you not shit. Ho. You need help. You walking around with all these baby daddies and all of that, sitting there talking about these dudes as bums and all of that. So what about your bum ass pussy? You ever think that your attitude towards the situation or towards people is why you're attracting the people that you're attracting? And then your kids are so mad that they come over there and they fighting other kids and bullying other kids at school because they're being neglected. Do you know that one of my friends told me back in the day that she didn't like me? This is a dark-skinned girl, and a lot of dark-skinned girls couldn't stand me, and a lot of big girls can't stand me either. And I can understand it. You get what I'm saying? Because everybody have their own stuff. I just want y'all to understand that all men don't like my bony ass. Do y'all understand that I don't want to have to see all this in my neck? I want a little plump. I want a little plump on the side, a little hip. No, but y'all assume because of your own insecurities and because of how you look at yourself in the mirror, you're mad at me. You know? I forgot what I was even going with that. But y'all get the point that I'm making. We have to protect y'all. We have to start looking in the mirror and being real with ourselves and being able to say, I'm the reason why my kids don't have the father that they have. Don't keep blaming this on everybody else because our men are already broken because of our black men that's birthed anyway. So don't keep blaming that on black men. It starts at home. It starts at home. It takes us both to continue the cycle of destruction. Yes, they're from slavery. And that's what it is too. Like we still making excuses for that. It's like, yeah, we so mad at the white people like that because they still owe us our 40 acres and a mule. Fuck that mule. How about we just beat their ass and everything? Listen, don't y'all know? And that's a mentality too, because in my mind, when I went to Delaware County, I assumed when I was and I was always like the token in all of his classes, right? And I would go in there and I would assume that all of these people are doing better than me, that their grades are better than me only because they're white. Do you know that these people were barely passing? Barely passing. And I'm busting my behind. Because again, in my mind, I'm thinking that, again, I have to be better than them. 10 times better than them. And that's not something that somebody taught me. That's something that just from me seeing what's going on. Because I believe that in order to make myself better, how I can help my community is to educate myself. That's something that I had to understand. Not really something that was taught by experience. I got that from lessons from experience. Accountability is much needed. Yes. Insecurity can create men mofuls. And that's another thing too. Like, it's so many men that really don't know how to love either. Like I said, my mother told my brother that every woman is a whore. So how do you think that he walks around here? And he's Muslim. She's not Muslim, but you get what I'm saying? How do you think these people walk around and feel about themselves? You know, like you think they feel worthy? You think that they feel like they're superior? No. When my brother even found that I was even getting busy, right? He sat down and told me, like, you could do whatever you're going to do, but don't make a name for yourself. So that's why with anything that I do, I own that shit. Like I said earlier, I was starting and popping all over Philly. I knew these niggas had girlfriends and everything. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about your bitch. You gonna hit me up or what? You know? But again, I was still learning my worth. I didn't let nobody around my son. Nobody was just meeting my son, but it took some time. It took for me, because again, I lost myself in a relationship. I'm talking about, I gave my baby father everything that I could. And for him to turn around and make a baby while I was still upstairs, you know how crazy that like what that would. What's up, Envy? I saw you doing your thing at Gilly's show too. Shout out to you because you stay grinding. Yeah, like I had to. We got to take accountability. When a person show you who they are, you have to believe them, period. You know, like we can't sit around and keep making excuses for what somebody else is doing. We just can't. Okay, so I'm gonna get off of here. I really want to thank y'all for tuning in, especially my new subscribers. I got new subscribers and things like that. I really, really appreciate y'all. I try to get on this early. Sorry, I had to share the joint on Instagram. I try to get on here earlier so I could talk to you a little bit more. But again, go watch that. If y'all haven't seen the joint with Ciara, Red Table Talk, go watch that because it was really, it's very, and it's very good. I think a lot of people should watch it. Again, thank y'all for tuning in. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I will probably try to get on here later to talk about a little bit of gossip. And I am, yes, thank you, Lily. I really appreciate you. I really, and Hassan, I bang with him. I've been watching for a while. All right, y'all. Thank you. And don't forget to check out the podcast too, the Fortune Cookie with CB Man. And I got music and stuff like that, but I've really been focusing on this stuff like it right here, my journalistic, my little videos and stuff like that. So again, I'm getting off here. I might be on here later, so I'll try to let y'all know if I'm going to be on it, and I'll put the link up. Okay. Have a good afternoon, y'all. Did it stop? No. Okay.